Alright, this video is going to go over how to input fitness testing scores into KFit. If hopefully this answers some of the questions that'll come up when you are trying to input those scores. So to get to the KFit site, you got to log in through the KSDE user login page. This is the same thing. You get to same place you log in to get your Keep stuff. Once you log in, you'll go to your Fitnessgram. We have your Fitnessgram and Keep here. So click Fitnessgram, and then that should get you to this page here. From there, the first thing you'll need to do is input classes. When you come to My Classes, make sure before you create anything that you have your name highlighted here. Click on your name there. I've already created my third, fourth, and one fifth grade class. So in this video, I'm just going to go ahead and add my second fifth grade class. So to create a class, you'd create, and then for the class name, you can name it whatever you want. For this, the teacher's name is Lopez, so I'm just going to name the class Lopez. On the class ID, that's a little bit different. You have to get your school ID number. This was given to me by Mark Thompson at our in-service last year at the middle school when he went over everything. So you should have gotten that last year. If you didn't, I would email Mark and see if he can get you that number. But for the class ID, first thing is just the teacher's name again, and then a dash 475 for our district number. Then your school ID number. For sites, it's 7601. That will be the different number for each school. Everything else will be the same except for the teacher's name. And then a dash, and then the school year. I'm putting in the 2015 school year since it's 14-15. We put in 14 last year, so we'll put 15 this year. So everything, when you create a class, for all of your classes, okay, so on this number, 475, 7601, and 15 are all the same for all of my classes that I've inputted. This will be the same for you, except for the school ID number will be different. After you get your class ID, click on start date. I just did the first day of school. If I remember right, it's the 12th of August. And then the end date, I put the last day of school, the 22nd, and then create class. Okay, it looks like I already have a class created. I'm going to click OK anyways. Go back to my classes. And you can see I've added Lopez there. So these are all of my classes that I need to report fitness testing scores, and you need to get all of these classes in before you go any further. Now, once we have all these classes created, we can start adding students. And what you do to do that, you just click the checkbox here, click Add Students, and then you can either search by their names, or what I find easier is to search by grade level. So I go to search for, and then highlight grade, and then you need to select which grade. Mrs. Lopez is a fifth grade teacher, so I highlight fifth and then search, and then that will give me a list of all of the fifth graders in Mrs. Lopez, or in sites. So then what I would do from there is I would get my roster and just go down the list, and anyone in Mrs. Lopez's class, I would make sure I check. We'll just go down the list and click on a couple of these names, and then you can assign. So you'd go through and you'd make sure you click all of your students in that class, and then click assign. I'm just going to click a couple just for time's sake here, and then assign, and then you can see they've been assigned to that class. Then to go and change classes, you just come back here. You can see I've already added students for Cook and Ham. We just added Lopez, so then I would continue going through with Reifenberger, Talley, and Warren, and add all the students into that class. Once you have all the students added into that, you can start inputting your scores. To input scores, you click on FitnessGram here. And then you should not have anything here yet. You need to make sure that you have all of your classes assigned, or all of your classes set up before you move on to FitnessGram. To do this, you click Create. For the you have to enter a name event. You can enter whatever, at least to my understanding, you can name it whatever you want. I'll just name it Sites 2015. Enter test date. I'll just put today's date. And then here you go and you check all of the fitness scores that you have. So the ones that USD 475 is having us do is the pacer test between the 20 meter and 15 meter. We do the push-up test, the curl up, sit and reach, and then the trunk lift. And one thing on this, you'll notice a little drop down box here with the numbers. That's the order in which they show up in your spreadsheet that we'll get to later on. I like to make sure that I have it in the same order as I have my Excel file on. So if you see here in my Excel file, this is what I keep for all my fitness testing scores. I try to keep it in the same order as this, so pacer first, push up second, curl up third, sit and reach left, sit and reach right, and then trunk lift. And that just makes it easier for me to go straight across, and I can input those scores much faster than having to bounce around on here. So you can change the order you want, or the order that you click on. That's kind of up to you and your preferences. And then here, if you want to click on any of these, you can do that and click Save. And then you'll see here it created the FitnessGram for all the classes. Go back to FitnessGram, and then you will find all of the classes here. Now, this is where we start entering scores. So we'll take Mrs. Cook's class, for example. You check that box. You usually do one class at a time just to simplify things, but click on Cook, go to Scores, and then this is where you can start entering scores for that class. That's when I take my spreadsheet. I usually print these things off, and it makes it real easy just to go down the list and enter all these scores in. So we'll just kind of come up with some random numbers here. And so on. And you go through everything, save it. That doesn't really apply to us, so just click OK. Once you've entered all of the scores for all your classes, if you want to print off a report, you can go to Reports, Details and Stats. I usually do, we'll do by student, since I only inputted one score, so we'll try to get that. Oh, no student exists. Oh, we'll go back. Make sure you click on the teacher here and Cook. I believe we put scores in for Emma. And then we'll do a student report, and you can get a sample report here, and this is what they would look like. The student report, it's got everything here. You can do a parent report, so it's got reports for the parent. So there's a lot of different options on what you can print off. So for this, we'll just do a student report. Click Next. We'll use the blank paper. Next, click your start dates. We'll do today and tomorrow. Next, and generate a PDF report. Okay, and then it'll download the PDF, and then it should download those scores that you put in here. So this is what you would print out for them and how you'd get it there. So that's kind of all the gist of it. If you have any questions, always feel free to contact me, but hopefully this video will help answer some of your questions. So that's it.